longevity lifestyle designers. This is Martin-Kilgour here, and I want to talk to you about the impact that sound has on one's health. Did you know that sound can affect the structure of water? If you've ever heard of Dr. Masaru Emoto, he's done extensive work showing how sound can affect the ability for water, the molecular structure of water to crystallize when it is frozen into geometric patterns. So harsh sounds, or sounds with a negative intention, or even negative intentions in general, can actually affect the structure of water. It's a very living and changeable substance. And because of this, we can take advantage of natural water, spring water, vibrant, healthy water, and we want to also have our cells being vibrant and healthy and in this correct hexagonal structure. And this is also seen in terms of sound affecting the physical reality. It can be seen with the studies of plants that were played various types of music as they were growing or developing, and often these studies show that the plants being put next to a speaker playing heavy metal music or really negative, sort of angry music stunts the plant's growth tremendously. And the plants that out of this study that were growing the best or the most vibrantly were the ones next to positive classical music. So even some types of classical music, which are a little more dreary sounding, negatively affected the growth of the plant. So if you were to go out in nature, you don't hear heavy metal music anywhere. Sure, there can be extreme sounds if there's a landslide or a volcano erupting, but we couldn't really attach a label of this being negative in a sense. So these things that our culture has developed, even the sound of a subway coming to a stop, that screeching, metal grinding and shearing against metal, these are very obtrusive sounds that we have actually never heard before in the history of humanity, and except for perhaps in cases of like wars and battles. And I guess if you were to take into that consideration, yes, when two animals might fight in the wild, there might be some negative energies being developed there. It really depends on the situation, of course. But if we are constantly subjecting ourselves to negative vibrations, it has a big impact on our being. So anyone wishing to increase their health and their longevity and their overall being as becoming more vital and radiating that vitality outwards into the world, we really want to pay attention and be conscious with the sounds we allow into our body as well as the sounds we make with our body, whatever form that might take. It could be the way we walk. Do we walk in a graceful manner? Is there a lot of excess sound being created by the way we walk? The way our voice sounds, is it coming from deep within us, or is it kind of like a high nasally thing that's not really present in one's body? And then of course there's also, if you happen to be musically inclined, it's the sounds you make with your voice. You may notice that at the start of all my videos I have the sound of a gong and the sound of overtone singing. I do this specifically to help people come into that space of being centered and aware auditorily when they're watching my videos. And those are examples of sounds we can make ourselves to help with our own physical being, our own emotional health, mental health. And there are so many systems from around the world that work in different ways with this. And you could look at different traditions, they use different words and symbols to affect changes in the body, and there's actually different types of, you could almost call them metaphysical sciences in terms of how they can affect change or the health internally through these practices. And I've always been a big fan of this kind of work. I've been a sound healer in the past. I can still consider myself one. I'm just not practicing at the moment. And I've done performances with crystal bowls and other things. I use my voice in that way, and I like to help people and see the impact on people through sound. And I also really like to encourage people to work with sound themselves. And even the sound you're hearing in the background is a CD that I created, which I'll post a link to, actually a MySpace page I've had for a long time that you can go to listen to my music if you want to hear what the music sounds like that I make. And down the road I'm looking to get my CDs up on cdbaby.com so that you can buy that CD if you really like what you're hearing. And although it's not up there now, one day, maybe a month or two down the road, if I get around to that, which I'm intending to do, it's just not at the top of my priority list at the moment, that link will be posted in the right-hand info box. But I really want to tell you about my friend Brandon Damon and the program he's created called 6 Healing Sounds. It's actually at www.6healingsounds.com, and you can check out that link in the right-hand info box as well. And this is the Chinese system of using sound to create change in the body. I've personally been familiar with this system in the past. I haven't done too much work with it, but I've worked with it a bit since Brandon came out with this program, and it's so revitalizing. It's a fantastic way to work with your internal organs, and it's very similar if you've ever done chakra healing with sounding and other things like that. It's very similar, except what I like about this is you're working specifically with the organs themselves. You really learn to connect with the location of the organs in your body and directing the intention of your sound that you're making to healing and transmuting negative energies in those organs and bringing them to greater health. So this has profound effects on your health, and I encourage you to have a look at the program, make a purchase if you really feel drawn to it, and you want to have something in your life that's meditative and healing and directed inward that you can just do in the comfort of your own home. If you want to know more about it, again, check out that page because it has the information about it, the benefits that it can bring. And yeah, I just recommend bringing sound into your life. If you don't have to be musically inclined to engage in something like this, you just look outside. There's songbirds that sing in the trees in the morning when the weather is beautiful out. And that's basically what sacred sound can be about by learning to do this yourself, just by making sound in a private setting, ideally if you're new to it, and feeling the effects it has in your body and directing it in a positive manner to balance your body and bring you to greater wholeness.